Help me, help me. Oh gosh, I can't even swim. Help me, please. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot this is shallow water. Huh. Alright, I don't give a damn what any of y'all say, okay? That did not happen. Y'all have no proof that it existed. Hello there, everybody. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it is that you're going through. I am back with another Commander Decks That I Play video. In today's video, I thought we could do a certain special one. A 2-for-1, you could say, because everybody likes to have a good deal, and that deal is 2 of my Commander decks under the same theme, +1/+1 counters. Yeah, it's a weird thing, but at least if you know math, this is kind of easy. Now, if you're very curious what my 2 commanders are, the first one we have is Vrestin, the Menotlar leader. I'm gonna admit, I have never watched Doctor Who, so I'm sorry if I offended any Doctor Who fans. Make names easy. The other one is Sab-Sunen. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, when she came out, a lot of people said sexy frog lady. I have a lot of questions. On that other note, though, do give me a minute. I just remembered something that I have to do. Frank, don't you dare let more people in right now. I do not have the doors unlocked. Frank! That friggin' son of a gun. Anyway, so yes, we're gonna go ahead and talk about our commanders real quick. Well, starting in alphabetical and also Roman numerical order, Sab-Sunen Luxa Embodied. A 6/6 legendary creature god, costs 3 green and a blue. She has reach, trample, indestructible, making her hard as hell to kill, and can't attack or block unless she has an even number of counters on her, and at least 0 counts as even, so screw you and your BS math tactics. At the beginning of your first main phase, or upkeep, take it as you will, put a +1/+1 counter on Sab-Sunen. Then, if it has an odd number of counters on it, draw 2 cards. Now, the thing about Sab-Sunen is the fact that she works best with counter distribution, and whether or not you decide to give her more than +1/+1 counters is up to you. At least a good handful of cards here that I've written down on a list that are best for Sab-Sunen would be Skatewing Spy, Fire Shrieker, Tainted Observer, Zagana Utopian Speaker, Polymorphous Jest, Inspiring Call, Well Rested, Plaquecaster Frogling and Galloping Lizrog, Pit-Boy 3000, Cathedral Acolyte, Lily Bowen Raging Grandma, Cold-Eyed Selkie, I think is how you say it, Deep Glow Skate, Unnatural Growth, Zamone Paradox Sculptor, Fogbank, Vorel of the Hull Clade, Master Chef, Giggling Spitter Spike, and Ludovic's Test Subject that changes into Ludovic's Abomination. There's a lot going on here. If anything, you could also focus on the other short half of at least what you can do with Sab-Sunen and the many other creatures that are in here, which is proliferation. There's really a lot of tactics in blue. I don't know how you could screw this up. Up next, we have Vrestin. I'm not going to try pronouncing the rest of that gosh dang name. It costs X, 2 green and a white, where X is however much mana you would like to pay into this spell. It is a legendary creature, Alien Insect Scout. It is a 0/0. It has flying. Vrestin enters battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. When Vrestin enters the battlefield, create X 1/1 green and white alien insect creature tokens with flying. And whenever you attack with 1 or more insects, put a +1/+1 counter on each of them. Hello, bugs. Now, for Vrestin, I have written down a few cards here that would definitely be a very helpful thing when it comes to making your said deck. Hydra's Growth, Ozolith, the Shattered Spire, Luminous Broodmoth, fetch land spells such as Nature Spiral, Grow from the Ashes, Loam Larva, even though that's a creature, and Ranger's Path, just to name a few, Biogenic Upgrade, Giant Appendage? I don't know how to say this name right. Hey, Top Hat here. Just wanting to realize that I made a mistake in my editing when I said Natural Spiral. I forgot that's more of a bring back card in case you were ever to lose a land into your graveyard. You could still use it, but if you do want yourself at least a 100% I can get a land out of this, go for Giant Ladybug. Another good creature and another good fetch lander, if you know what I'm saying. Scute Swarm, Hornet Nest, Malevolent Hydra, Living Hive, and Sylvian Scavenging. Oh my, and forgive me, I just almost realized that I almost forgot to tell you what's the best way to play with Vrestin. And that in itself is already labeled in its abilities. You want to play with bugs, but also make sure that you can give Vrestin a crap ton of +1/+1 counters to then make more bugs. Hell, even token doublers and counter doublers like Doubling Season would be the very best card to put into this deck. High synergy right there. Apart from that, there are some cards that I have excluded while making this list, and these are basically cards that would fit in both into these Endeavoring decks. I probably used Endeavoring wrong. Anyway, moving on, these cards I would at least say are 100% needed in either or of these counter decks, such as Heroic Intervention, Branching Evolution, Doubling Season, as I mentioned before, the Earth Crystal, Hardened Scales, Cathedral Acolyte, that I already said in one, but is definitely needed for both, and Kami of Whispered Hopes. Why does my M look like a W in my notes? Gosh dang it. I swear I know these counters can be just as confusing as the wildlife outside. What even are you? What are you thing? Ah! Still remember it like it was last Thursday. Anyway, on to the combos now. So the first one we're going to do will be for Vrestin, and granted, I am just going to do two of them that are going to be basically infinite tokens. There are many other ones that may do mana, but I am very stupid. So the first one we have up is a 4-card combo, definitely doable for those who play mono white. Green players may be a little bit slow, but then again, my fellow brethren, we are smart. So basically, before you do play Ant Queen, you want to make sure that all these cards are definitely out on the field. It could be in any order, it does not matter. Next second, you want to make sure as Ant Queen is out, you activate her ability, causing her to make 2 1/1 insect creature tokens. However, there will be now double that amount due to the fact Doubling Season will make more than one. And after that, you want to activate both those insects by tapping them both, adding 2 green mana to your own mana pool. You want to repeat this ability indefinitely until you have basically more creature tokens than you can count on your own damn board. Make sure to bring yourself some tokens and also something to represent your Infinity Stone, because you're going to be BS at the table in 2 damn seconds. The next one we're going to play is Herd Bailiff and Cathar's Crusade. You want to make sure that you have Cathar's Crusade out first, and then next second, cast Herd Bailiff. Herd will get itself a +1/+1 counter. Due to Crusade, Herd will make a token. And as the token enters onto the battlefield, Herd will get another +1/+1 token when you add it onto it, causing a repeated infinite ability to happen. Forgive me, I had a stroke reading my sentences. You will get infinite creature tokens, infinite enter the battlefield, which I forgot to mention for the last one as well, and infinite +1 counters. Up next, we have combos for Sab-Sunen, where I will at least state one you will have to pay attention to because it kinda is a lot. The other one, not so much. It's just infinite tokens with 2 simple cards. So our first combo will be Hullbreaker Horror and Soul Ring. You want to make sure that both of these cards are out onto the battlefield. What you want to do next is to activate Soul Ring's ability for tapping it for 2 colorless mana. And then you need to cast a permanent with mana value 1 or 0. I will state now, if you do this with a permanent of 0, this can net an infinite colorless mana combo. But moving on, Hullbreaker will then trigger. You will return Soul Ring from the battlefield to your hand. You will then cast Soul Ring with the remaining 1 or 2 colorless mana that you still have remaining. Hullbreaker will trigger, and then you will return the other permanent that you played that cost 1 or 0 onto the battlefield back to your hand. You will repeat this process indefinitely, and you will get infinite storm counters and also infinite colorless mana. If at least anything, an Inexorable Tide would be a good addition to, well, this combination. Do some stupid stuff. Our next combo will be pretty much the same as what Vrestin had for their own infinite token combo. We want Herd Bailiff and Ivy Lane Denizen. Basically, you want to have Ivy Lane Denizen out first, cast Herd, Ivy triggers, you put a +1 on Herd, Herd triggers, creating a token. Green token, may I also add, matter of fact, and then Ivy triggers. This whole process repeats until you put infinite counters on Herd Bailiff, and also have yourself an infinite amount of 4/4 green beast creature tokens. Of course, if you ever do want to stop it, you can do like 10,000 and put the last +1 on Ivy, whatever works for you. Now comes down to our final part of the video where I talk about what cards would I technically put into these type of decks. For Vrestin, I don't really have much. Conclave Mentor would be one to at least double any type of +1 counters in green-white. Any token doublers to help with the amount of bugs that you want to create would be pretty much just on par, but also very great to have when it comes to making yourself a small bug army to take over the world. And Damning Verdict. I don't need to explain that one. For Sab-Sunen, I would definitely say Doubling Season, just to at least double the counters, or a Boroid for whenever she does attack to put more counters onto herself with however much her power is. Forgotten Ancient and Ripples of Potential would definitely be another to help with said counter synergy. And, Jing Yang Wildcrafter? Forgive me, I have never heard of this Planeswalker, and the fact that I just learned about this token counter enabler here is just very surprising to me. I had no idea this thing existed. As for both here, I would definitely say to make sure to still add the Earth Crystal, or on Frostfang for any type of Death Touch enabling attacks that you want to have, Kodama of the West Tree in case you are doing any type of equipment stuff to make sure that these creatures have trample, even though Sab-Sunen already has it. Power Fist to make sure that it can get more +1 counters on its own self with its own power after it successfully attacks somebody. Rogue's Passage to make sure that it can go through. The Ozolith, more +1 synergy stuff. Quilled Great Worm, where if it does successfully hit somebody, it can get itself more +1 counters on its own power, but again, it has to successfully hit somebody. And Sylvan Scavenging. Because again, you could either get yourself a +1 counter if creature's power 4 or greater is on the field, or a Raccoon. Little raccoon dance, look at that raccoon dance. Well, wasn't that just something? I pretty much just thought 2 birds, 1 stone when it came to talking about my commander decks, because both of these technically do the same thing. Granted, little differences, such as Bug Army versus literal just counters, but in its own way, it works for a 2 commander video. Other than that, though, I hope you smoothskins all have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it is that you're going through. If you're new here, happy to see you. If you're not, still happy to see you. I hope you all have a wonderful whatever it is that you're going to do. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you smoothskins on the flip side. Have yourselves a good one now, and don't nearly drown in shallow water like I did, apparently. They'll never prove it, though.
You did, oh yes,